change breath. Page number 10. We're going to start chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Yamangalam dwadasahi jindayesu sadevaka Suttanam nadiga chandi atade sanja mangalam Desidam deva devena sababa vinasanam Sabba loka hidataya mangalam tampanamahe Evam me sudam ekam samayam Bhagava savatiyam viharati Jeda vane anata bindika sa arame Athakho inyadara devada Abhegandaya radiya Abheganda vana kevala gabam Jeda vana Oba Siddhawa Yena Bhagava Tenupa Sankami Upa Sankamidawa Bhagavandam Abhiva Didawa Eka Mandam Athasi Eka Mandam Tidakho Sadevada Bhagavandam Kathaya Ajabasi Bahudeva Manosaja Mangalani Achindayo Agankha Mana Sotana Barohi Mangala Mudamam Asevanaja Balanam Bandita Nanja Sevana Buja Ja Buja Niyana Edam Mangala Mudamam Badirupa desa wasoja Bhubeja kata punyada Ada sama panidija Edam mangala mudamam Baho sajanja Seibanja Vinayoja Susekhido Subhasidaja Yawaja Edam mangala mudamam Mada bidu ubatana Buddha darasa sanghaho Anagula ja kamanda Edam mangala mudamam Dhananja dhamma jariya ja Nyadagana ja sanghaho Anawajani gamani Edam mangala mudamam Aradi wiradi baba maja banaja sanyamo Abama doja dhamesu Edam mangala mudamam Karavoja niwa doja Sandotija gadenyuda Kalena dhamma savanam Edam mangala mudamam Khandija sawa jasada Samanananja dasanam Kalena Dhammasa Gacha Edam Mangala Modamam Taboja Brahmachari Yanja Ariya Sajjana Dasanam Nibbana Sachi Kiriyaja Edam Mangala Modamam Hodhasa Loga Dhammehi Chaitanya Kampati Asokan Virajan Khemam Edam Mangala Modamam Eda Dizani Gadawana Sabata Mabarajida Sabada Sotega Chandi Dande Sam Mangala Modamam Mangala Sodan Neti Dam Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Within a month, we have done the teachings of Mangala Sutta. We need to know whenever we chant, not only Mangala Sutta, but every suttas. We should have 3 conditions. Page number 3, chanting book. Chanting book. This book, chanting book. All right. Page number 3. Yesterday I already read about it, but once again, firstly we have to know by ourselves about what we are chanting, why we are chanting, why we need to chant the suttas. Protection and bring good results. Any suttas has ability, has a quality, has a capacity to protect and bring good results for those who chant it respectfully or correctly. Whenever you chant the suttas, which is called Brahda, so known as Brahda in Pali, the meaning protection, bringing good results. You should know that what you should have for chanting the 3 conditions. Even though these are Brahdas meant for protection and other good results, Your responsibility is to chant it or listen to it in a correct way. You should know that there are some conditions to be fulfilled by both the chanters and listeners so as to get the full benefits of the breakdown. In fact, there are three conditions for the chanters to fulfill, and another three for the listeners. So the three conditions for the chanters are they must have learned and chant the suttas correctly and fully without any omission. They must understand the meaning of the suttas being chanted, and they must chant with the heart filled with goodwill and loving kindness. So you should notice that with respect to these three conditions. So all of these three conditions, if it is, if some, if one is, if each one is a mission or omitted, you cannot get the full benefits of the chanting. So you should have completely all of these three conditions without skipping anything. It's very important. So Lamban practices, you can see that Lamban practices simultaneously taking place. They must understand, and you must understand the meaning of the suttas being chanted, so what you are chanting. Not only chanting, making a voice, making a sound. We have to know the meaning of it. It's very important. Without knowing the meaning of the chanting, we cannot get the full benefits. Pali language is actually not difficult. Not difficult. We need to take time regularly learn about Pali. Like what we are saying, any language is familiar with it, like English or everybody has their own mother tongue, similar to it. We need to discuss each other. We need to discuss each other about using the Pali word or learning the Pali word. Maybe as I told you, it is about maybe a month, 1 month for 1 month. It takes no time, too much. It takes no time too much. You got it. Readings. We can go through 4 scales, speaking scales, reading scales, writing scales, and listening scales together. You got it. And day by day, when you have regularly chanting or learning, using, practicing in Pali, you can know that. You will know that it is conducive to have clear comprehension about Pali language. Here you must understand the meaning of the suttas being chanted whenever you chant any suttas to get the full benefits of the suttas, the chanting. And also your attitude must be right, must be simple, must be correct. That is to say, you should chant with the heart filled with a good will and loving kindness. Yesterday, I remember somebody asked me how to chant, louder or softly. It's up to you, but you need to make a sound, not only silent reading, but make a sound. Like we are, like chanting in our everyday chantings, Mangala Sutta, Mangalan to other side. Volume is not important, louder or lower. So softly you can chant it. Louder is not suitable for any time because the environment. Much better because bubble action. Because you already you already invite all deities, right? All angels to listen to the Dhamma, the chanting. That's why you should make a voice a little bit, not too much, right? No need to make it louder. Okay. Actually, Buddhism no needed, but some parts of situations they usually make a devotional sound, but no problem. The Buddha's already allowed to do it. What you mean is Radham, right? Like chanting Radham, poetic meter, Upanishad sound. But it's not important. That way it's not important. You can chant normally, right? Normally, Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. What you mean is another Northern school, Mahayana usually say that they make a Upanishad sound, Namo, something like that. And it's not important, that one. Here, what you should have for chanting is just 3 points. Here, that's it. With these 3 conditions, you can surely get the full benefits of the chanting without making a devotional sounds, Upanishad sound. But clearly understanding, whenever you read the suttas, period, you need to make it systematically period, right? Period. Or Namo Tassa Bhagavato, like that. Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. According to morphological perspective. Yeah. Make it clearly. In Pali, what systematically, and also Sanskrit. Sanskrit also systematically kriya with adverb, verb, adverb, or clause, something like that. Like a phraseology, right? We are speaking phraseology, right? We are speaking to make clearly, so to communicate one another, to make others people to have clear comprehension about what we are saying, what we are talking about. No need to chant rush. No need to use rush. Just a regularly tone. Yeah, you can see that here. You can see that another page. So number three, the third conditions. You must chant with the heart filled, with good will and loving kindness. That is to say, you should have right attitude about chanting the suttas, right? Chanting suttas without disturbance by any kinds of disturbance by mental defilements, or sometimes making a sound boastful, right? Or my sound is very nice, pleasurable, something like that. Right? That is not correct attitude. It's not a right attitude because they want other people to know their voices, pleasurable sound, something like that, right? Oh, your sound is very pleasurable, so I love it so much. And not like it's not allowable here. The third condition, they must chant with the heart filled, with good will and loving kindness, not for famous, not to be famous, or expecting some gain and fame, like that. So we can say that if we don't have these three conditions, no matter how we chant the suttas, we cannot get the full benefits of the chanting, or protection, or being good results. We cannot gain the full benefits because we don't have enough the conditions that we should have for that. Just chanting. Chanting is just chanting. So actually attitudes, or if someone is lost in our hearts at the time of chanting, we cannot get the full benefits. We should have completely or perfectly, definitely, so all these three conditions. It is definitely to gain the full benefits of chanting the suttas. I noticed that only number 2 points, 1 and 2, 3 points, pretty much beneficial because understand what you are saying, what you are chanting, one by one, or word by word. Understand. You understand clearly. That point is very interesting. Mostly people don't understand about chanting, the meaning of the chanting, the suttas. They just like it. Oh, I'm so happy to listen to breakdown, something like that. And also chanting a little bit, mostly. Even a Buddhist monk. But nowadays, technology higher and higher. That's why people are knowledge age. When we are living is nowadays knowledge age. The people are so curious to make sure about what they are doing. They really want to know in detail the meaning of what does it mean? What does it mean? Something like that. So actually, the way to learn about it is already ready, but we need to take time. But not everywhere, different way to approach is your teaching. Mostly techniques is traditionally not enough. We should make it modernize modern techniques, science of language. Here, not only Mangala Sutta, this point is these three conditions for the chantas are not only for Mangala Sutta. Any kinds of suttas in the Tripitakas or Tipitakas, really important. And you can gain right away, day by day, so long as you have formal chanting. You can see yourself how it's beneficial. By means of chanting the suttas. Whatever you like it, whatever you like, any kinds of suttas. But it is important they are chanted and listened to in a correct way. Asevanaja balana. Something like that. Pandidanaja sevana. Bujaja. Buja. Niyanam. Edam mangala mutama. There's a chanting, the way to chant in a correct way. Because you already know how to make period, how to use period. That is chanting in a correct way. And also the other side, the three conditions for the listeners are, they must not have committed the 5 most heinous crimes, namely killing one's own father, like Moggallana Mahathira to be in his previous lives. Killing one's own mother, killing an arahant who has washed away all the mental defilements, causing the blood to be congealed in the body of the Buddha by wounding him, and causing schism in the Sangha. Here is very important, the last one, causing schism in the Sangha. How do you know it? How to know it? How do you know? Causing schisms in the Sangha. How do you understand? Actually, making the Sanghas not to do in the same Sima hall, in the same Sima Hall. They make them spread out, not to cooperate. Like a body mouth, bhikkhu body mouth, recitation of bhikkhu body mouth. That is causing schism in the Sangha. Even though the monks are far away, one another, if they meet one another, when they meet one another, they can do any kinds of activities upon these sanghas in the same Sima hall, meditation hall, or ordination hall. At the lifetime of the Buddha, who make it? You notice that? Who make it? Who made it? Deva? Deva Dada. Actually, Deva Dada, so the name is beautiful. Deva means deities. Dada means given. So the name given by the deities. But his activity is, the behavior is, oh my goodness, unbelievable. Always think about and beneficial. Always think about beneficial. Deva Dada is the beautiful name, right? The name is given by deities. Given by deities. So think about it. To gain one's own liberation, not only chanting Preta. This number one is very important. You can clarify yourself, your ability to gain your own liberation. You can say definitely you can gain your own liberation by means of with your own effort. Because you have known this point. You never kill your own mother and father. You never kill arahant. You never disturb the body of the Buddha. You never disturb the body of the Buddhas by wounding him and causing schism in the Sangha. So, with respect to this number one, you never get on board. So you clarify definitely for yourselves to gain your own liberation. You have already a capabilities. Think about it. No disturbances by yourself. How nice. How to power up one's own potential. How to power up human effort. Your own liberations gained by yourself, your own effort, human energy. Definitely, it is definitely gained by human power. There is no doubt for your own liberation. This is how to clarify yourself with respect to this number one. Number two, they must not have the fixed wrong view. the view that rejects karma and its results. I usually say that without doing meditation, it's not easy to understand this point, right? Karma plus. So just talk. Buddhist people, not only non-Buddhists, but also even a Buddhist, without doing meditation, accumulating or some unification consciousness, it's not easy to understand what is karma, what is the outcome of it. It's not easy. Karma Sakata Samadhi is not enough to get free from the four woeful states, lower direction. It's not enough. Because it is about the ordinary waking state of consciousness. That is to say, the untrained mind. Totally different between untrained mind and well-trained mind. So, the Mangala Sutta, 38 kinds of blessings that are the cause of happiness, remind you to accumulate wholesome unification of consciousness and to gain higher and higher stage of spiritual achievement, spiritual attainment. When you gain purity of mind, that is to say jhana samadhi. Jhana samadhi is citta visuddhi, the same. Citta visuddhi, the purity of mind. When you gain jhana levels, your mind is, you are physically here in the sensual sphere, but you're mentally, you are in the Brahma world, divine abode. At that time, you have no more mental disturbance, mental distraction. No more obstacles, no more hindrances. The mind has no power to disturb your situation, jhana. Just stay still. Just stay still on the home base, on your home base, the breath, touching point, right under the nose, without any disturbance. So, karma, at that time, not yet understand karma and its resource. Vipassana level, you know that karma, how to happen, the process of karma, volitional activity. Vipassana level, maybe paticca samuppada. Taking constant effort. You can see clearly at that time. Oh, that is called karma or karma phala, karma. Volitional action, activity, and its results. So karma sakata samadhi is another way to say it, the untrained mind. And also, the untrained mind with the ordinary waking state of consciousness is not enough to understand about karma and its results. But actually, they respect to karma sakata samadhi is able to gain, able to do jhana samadhi. With the practical application. Now you are learning is Kammasakata samadhi. Learning intellectual knowledge. Kammasakata samadhi. Not mental absorption, mental exploration. Or conceptual knowledge is a kind of within a Kammasakata samadhi, the ownership of action, volitional action. Volitional action means intentionally. Intentionally, whenever you do, you have intentionally do it. Think about it. Whenever you do, it implies that you have already willingness to do it. Is that right? That is called karma. That is called karma. But it's not easy to understand as a Kammasakata samadhi. As a conceptual knowledge within a Kammasakata samadhi is within a conceptual knowledge or intellectual knowledge, perceptual knowledge. Perceptual knowledge. Whenever we do, it implies that we have already willingness to do it. That is the karma. Volitional activities. So our life is so deep, so profound. So the natural process of the Buddha's teaching or universal message, which has profound relevance for our present-day life. How nice. I usually say that it has nothing to do with the Buddhism per se or becoming a Buddhist. I told you, Buddhism and Buddhism, just English word. What I mean is that you already learn about Paramattha Satya. That's the Paramattha Satya, the ultimate reality happening along with conventional reality. Conventional reality concept or conceptual knowledge using it as a media to communicate one another or to comprehend what we are talking about, what we are discussing. The problem is not yet to know Paramattha Satya by means of wisdom, mental eyes, not physical eyes. I usually say that get into lab room meditation, the duration of meditation. You can notice that whenever you do meditation, making resolution for an hour or 50 minutes, that is you are getting into meditation lab room. Or what actually happens to you. Upon the experiencing subjects with the physical, sensory, and psychological dimensions. That is to say, Citta, Cittasika, Rupa. How many? 3. So, if you really understand about these 3 factors, material, phenomena, mental phenomena, and consciousness, or material phenomena and mental phenomena. Mental phenomena is Jeta Jitasika together. Material phenomena, Rupa, matter, or physicalities, the interplay of physicalities. Your body is made by the four great essentials, the four kinds of elements, subject to the interplay of physicality, cause and effect. That's why when you really understand about yourself or what's happening in the mind and body, you will come across that, what is called Nibbana, your own liberation. That's why Magga Satya, the way to practice is as a cause of liberation, leading to the way, leading to gain your own liberation. All of you know that people progress in different ways in our world. But no matter how, realizing that we are facing the right direction by means of accumulating wholesome unification or consciousness in our present-day life. What we have to do is to keep on walking until we gain our own liberation. At the end of the way, actually, the Noble Eightfold Paths we are taking on is the way to end our suffering. So at the end of the way, we can see clearly or definitely by ourselves, clearly ourselves of what we are, which is called Nibbana or Nirvana. The process of gradual purification, the systematic process of gradual purification of our mind. Many pieces in a single step, even in single step, many pieces. The process of mental exploration, mental absorbing, mental explorations. That's why we each have to power up our own potential to open up new possibilities, the richness. So learn by practicing. One after another, one after another, one after another. No need to rush, like climbing a mountain. No need to rush. But you should have 4 more meditation practice, 4 more chanting. You already know that the 5 steps of contemplation. The practical way is the last one, number 5. Penetrated well the teachings, penetrated the teachings well. Penetrated where the teachings penetrate practice or meditation or wisdom. Chanting is number 3. Chanting. Repeat verbally the teachings of chanting. Yeah, it makes us beneficial to gain our own liberation. The way to practice is a very beneficial and a really amazing, remarkable. Here, how to know, how to understand karma and its results. Many people I met, especially Buddhist people, they want just good results. But without understanding the way to practice, the way to do, the way to have for listening to Buddha. They like a chanting Buddha. Oh my goodness, I have a lot of difficulties, personal crisis, so many crises in my present day life, something like that. But they don't know. What should they have for chanting, for listening to Buddha? But the Bodhisattvas always give us instructions. The Buddha means protection. It can protect you wherever you go, wherever you are. But we have a lot of personal crises in our present day lives. What happens? They don't understand. Actually, they don't understand. They don't understand what is karma, what is this resource, and also the way to do what should be done, what should be practiced, what should be avoided. They don't know. They just talk. So many Buddhist people I met. So okay, welcome. You need to know clearly, step by step. Not only chanting, you have to know what should you have to chant. Any kinds of suttas, what you like. Systematically, technically, scientifically, canonically. Yes, canonically. Canonical text, Pali, and commentary or commentary sub-commentaries, Diga. It's already, but we should know it clearly about what we are chanting or about what we are learning. So it's not easy to clearly understand karma and its results, volitional activities and its results, the outcome of it. What we get is what we take. So we need to clarify ourselves. How we get, how we take what we get. How do we get? How do we take what we get right now? Cost and effort. From time to time, we should clarify ourselves and remind. So they must know. They must not have the fixed wrong view, the view that rejects karma and its resource. That's why my friends are non-Buddhists, non-Buddhists are mostly Christian. They usually say that Creator, Savior, yesterday, right? Dr. Ambedkar, who is the famous one, the leader in India. He's a knowledgeable one. He doesn't like taking the way to tradition. He's so smart. That's why he said that he denied. He believes in his own way, his own belief, what he believes. Universal message. That's why he's a lawmaker, right? For India, lawmaker. Yeah, Dr. Ambedkar. His knowledge is high about it. Dr. Ambedkar, India. He's is one of worthy of honor, not only in India, according to my research. Long time ago, when I was younger, I know I'm familiar with his name. So, karma is karma. We, we should, we should remind ourselves, if we really want to know karma and its resource, karma pla. Karmancha, karma pla in Pali was karma, volitional activities, or its resource, its outcome, its consequence. If we really want to know it, karma and karma plus, volitional activities and its resource, how should we do? We should have formal meditation practice, taking the way to well-trained mind. That is systematic process of gaining one's own liberation, what we really want to know. No need to wait for next life. In this very life, we can gain our own liberation. No need to wait for next life. It depends on frequency. Mental frequency, mental exploration, samanera. Power up your own potential. You can gain in this very life. In Pali, the Buddha said that, Dete wa Dhamme. Data Dhamma. It is realized by yourself, not realized by hearsay, others. Dete wa Dhamme Nibbanans. You can gain your own liberations with your own effort. By means of clearly understanding, clear comprehension about karma and karma phala, or volitional activity and its results. So, one of these three conditions are missing in oneself. It is definitely, it definitely cannot gain the full benefits of the chanting the suttas. You know, Buddhist people who I met, mostly they told me, oh my goodness, I have a lot of, I usually listen to Breda, but now I have a lot of personal crisis in my present day life. What happened? Oh my goodness. What happened? No, it's not the way. It's not the way. Not in perfection of the chanting, the suttas given by the Buddha. But you need to learn about it clearly to understand it clearly. Not only chanting, think about it. Not only listening to the chanting. They must listen to the chanting with the comprehension, the efficacy. Number three. Three conditions, number three. For the listeners, the conditions for the listeners, number three. They must listen to the chanting with the comprehension, the efficacy of the suttas in warding off the dangers and bringing good results. How nice. That is everybody wanted. Not only Buddhists, but also non-Buddhists. That's naturally. That naturally happens. They must listen to the chanting with the confidence in the efficacy of the suttas in warding off the dangers and bringing good results. When people listen with confidence, they do so with the respect and attention. So listening with respect and attention is my opinion implied in this condition. This is said by the author, vulnerable, the most vulnerable, Usilananda Biwansa, who is a rector in Yangon and also the abbot in California. He passed away in California in his own temples. Half Moon Bay in San Francisco area. Next to the temple next to ocean, face to face. Ocean's really beautiful. And also he should give maybe for 1 decade, 2 decades, Vietnamese family, Vietnamese Buddhist, usually give guidelines to practice vipassana. And so Visuddhimagga, as well as Visuddhimagga. So Samanera, you understand how to get, regarding this point, how to get the full benefits of the suttas or chanting, right? Not only chanting, think about it. We should have condition that we should have. We should have conditions that we should have. And also we should know what we should have for chanting or for listening to the chanting. Both sides. Systematically, scientifically, technically, canonically. Huh? Both sides. Okay, come in. Following, okay? Following, explain. Yeah, both sides. Thank you so much. All right, we move on. Only when these conditions are fulfilled do people get full benefits from the Britas, the chantings. Brita means protection, and also bringing good results. Therefore, it is important that when the Britas are being chanted, people should listen to the chanting with confidence and respect and attentiveness. Moreover, the chanting of Britas for benefits is a two-way action. Here's a very nice this point. Those who chant are like those who give out something. How nice. This is for chantas. And those who listen are like those who take what is given. Both sides. If they do not take what is given, they will not get the thing. In the same way, if people do not listen to the chanting, but just let other people chant, and themselves do something else, they surely are not taking what is given, and so they will not get the benefits of the chanting. You understand? Samanera, regarding this point, you have to know that you can see yourself when you have formal chanting Mahasamaya Sutta yesterday, the invitation of deities by names, invitation by names. The Sutta's invitation, the Sutta's invited by names of deities. It's a Mahamaya Sutta. That's why they love it. And also you can see yourself. Who is deities? Who is angels? You can see yourself. And of course, you can make interview with them. Keep going. I really appreciate that. Because scientifically, I told you, guarantee. Scientifically, technically, systematically, canonically. How nice. Actually, you yourself is Dharma. You have already Dharma power, but you need to use it yourself. How to make it useful for your life, for your own liberation. That's it. No others, not outside. Here the Pali test. When presenting the Pali test of practice here, Vedas here, we did not follow the convention of Western edition of Pali books. This book of Breda is meant for reading and chanting for all who are interested in doing so. And those who are not familiar with the convention mentioned above will find it difficult to pronounce correctly such readings as Eda Dawoja, Eda Awoja, Eda Awoja, Eda Dawoja. This is a natural process of Pali language, the science of Pali language. Because any kinds of Pali word, any word of Pali is combination word, compound word. That's why it's naturally difficult to pronounce correctly, especially for beginners. Now you're familiar with it. So it's difficult to pronounce correctly such readings as Eda Dawoja, Eda Awoja. So that is to say, I will say, so I will explain. Mangala Motaman, Mangala Otaman, or Mangala Motaman. So Upanishad sound, combination sound, Upanishad sound, combination syllables. The compound word, Mangala Otaman. Otaman means ultimate. In English, ultimate, highest, supreme. So Mangala Motaman. Whenever we say in Pali words or Etam Mangala Motaman, right? Etam actually Mangala Otaman. So we can break it down two words. Sabbe Bime. Sabbe Bime, Sabbe Bime, Sabbe Bime, and others. Therefore, such words are printed as Idadawoja. So without space, each other. Without space in each other. Mangala Motaman. Sabbe Bime. So combination words, combining together. Sabbe Bime, etc. So references is after the introductory verses. The suttas are found in the Pitakas as follows. Reference numbers are page numbers 6th Buddhist Council edition, except those of Jatakas, which are given by Jataka numbers. Preliminary composed by compilers, both sides. Here, this point you ask me, all right? Okay, 10 minutes break. All right. benefits. Yeah. Mm. That's a good point. This point is beside the point. What you mean is another point. Some people invite the monks for chanting, for listening to the chanting. Oh, Venerable Sir, please come to my house. We really want to listen to your chanting, breakdown protection suttas. And at the time of chanting, they don't call it hello, but the Buddhist man chanting, but they don't respect, they don't have attention to chanting. Hello, okay, that this point, right? It means this point. They don't respect that they want to do another point and activities, but rather than listen to the chanting. The time is not for talking the poem. This is the time for listening to the Dhamma. Just listen, pay attention to it. And energy taking place. Without intention, the energy comes out, go out. Energy go out. Energy means here benefits. The benefits of chanting, listening to the chanting. Think about it. What you mean is another point. That is a generosity, making charity or supporting buying some items or allowable items, the four rakuses. They make him prepare. Doesn't matter. At that time, but I already met many places. Some community are really amazing. One of group I want to share you, okay? The name is YPO. YPO. This is the name of organization. In America, Y means young. P means people, young people, under the 50 years old. O means organization. They are presidents in their organization. Can serve for the organization, for their organization, up to 50 years old. If he full of 50 years old, he take a rest. As a nation. How to say? No need to be as a president. Take a rest, and he can stay as a advisor for their organization, or retire. He need to retire at the full of 50 years old. His age 50 years. That is called, their name of organization is a YPO, Young People Organization. So that organization together with the other scientists, together, they're making a good twine. What is the meaning of Jidana, Karma? They don't understand. That's why, firstly, they went to India to meet Tibetan Buddhists, Northern School, Tibetan Buddhist monks, Dalai Lama, and others, his disciples. Scientifically, they want to know it. At the time, they don't enough understand about this by means of their Dalai Lama's or Tibetan's explanation. And they don't satisfy about what they really want to know, Karma Jidana. And the second point, they noticed that they need to go to Burma, but Burma is a big problem for visa. It's not easy, right? Dictatorship, not permission. It's not easy. That's why they contact this venerable Usilananda Bhiwansa. And Usilananda Bhiwansa invited to give the Dhamma talks, especially about Karma. A talk on Karma. You can read about this in PDF already. A talk on Karma in English. And a Singapore hotel. So the Dhamma talks was held in hotel in Singapore. That community, not only that community, many community I found in America, they really attentively to listen to Dhamma. Ladies and gentlemen, please shut down your phone. Please close your phone. Not to disturb our listening to the Dhamma. This point. What you mean? This point. Not only Westerners, but also in Burma, some part of it. I found that like a Thai culture, Ajam Mangala, Thai Yai, the same culture, value, and similar to language, the same. Nam, kin cow, the same. That community, I lived together for 3 years. When the other time of listening to the Dhamma, close the door, systematically. Close the door, nobody come anymore until the end of Dhamma talks. We have to give Dhamma talks 1 hour and 30 minutes. They really respectfully, attentively to listen to it. Close your phone. Not the whole country, okay? Burma, not the whole country. I found that place, Thailand. I already know that, Shan State in Burma. Respectfully, really want to understand about the Dhamma, so what is chanting, what is Dhamma. respectfully, close the door. Nobody come within listening to the Dharma. To prevent disturbance of the teaching, listening to the Dharma. And also that Westerners, that group, YMPO, Young People Organization in America, they invited the most vulnerable Usilananda Biwansar, who can give them about what they really want to know. This point, Karma. What is Karma? You can read about it. The name of book is, the name of Dhamma talk is A Talk on Karma. A Talk on Karma. PDF already. So this here, giver and taker. So taker is, Bande, please chant the suttas, protected suttas. And he doesn't interested. He doesn't interest, or he doesn't give attention to listen to the Dhamma. And he's doing another activities, another point, another duties. Think about it. The benefits of chanting cannot be gotten, cannot be gained for the listeners. Think about it this time. Because intention, and I respect. When you have intention really attentively to what you're doing, that is implied you are respectful yourself as well as others. Think about it. Here, the last point. They must listen to the chanting with the comprehension, the efficacy of the suttas, the warning of the dangers, and bringing a resource. When people listen with the comprehension, they do so with the respect and attention. Think about it. 2 points. With the respect and attention. The way to do is, the way to respect to yourself, as well as others, the monks, at the time of chanting. And also, the Dhamma, the teaching, the suttas, protected suttas. Paying attention is very important. But when you, in the process of, you're ordained, right? You're ordained in the Sima Hall. Question our monks, what did he say? Sunasi Naga, right? Sunasi Naga. Oh, my friend, this time is very important to pay attention to my words. Without moving elsewhere, without going elsewhere. Or your mind, without wandering elsewhere, your mind. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. So the question amongst told you, Anusasana teachers, repetitive instructor. That's a Anusasana. That pay attention is very important. That's why mostly, as I told you, just different between untwined mind and wet-twined mind. Without doing meditations, without serenity powers, untwined mind is always reaction, or like and dislike. Condemning, pushing away, clinging. That is the state of, the nature of untwined mind, subject to wandering, or subject to a lack of paying attention, to at the present moment, what they're doing. Nowadays, you can see that everywhere. Think about it. And then at the time, I was listening to drama. Hello? Oh my goodness, this is even in the leader of organization. You can find that. You can see that. Actually, the problem is not men or women. What happened? What is it? Untrained mind. It is the resulting from a lack of training. What trained mind is the resulting from mature training. Just different. That's it. And also happiness and unhappiness. This is the benefits of doing what we are doing. The benefits of what we are doing. Happiness and unhappiness. Depends on how we look at the object. Not men, not women. That's why we need to clarify ourselves how to motivate, how to purify our mind, our own mind. Conventionally and perspectively, perspective, and to getting into intuition, penetration, jhana samadhi and vipassana samadhi, penetration. Jhana samadhi, as I told you, when you get jhana samadhi, your mind is radiant light, luminous presence of mind. Luminosity is so strong. You cannot see yourself, your body. You cannot see. You just see the whole body is the light, covering the light. And also you cannot see the ceiling. And all the other people, group meditation, other people you cannot see, men or women. Just light. That's jhana samadhi. So, tremendous change of the process of mind consciousness. How to be different between untrained mind and well-trained mind. Well-trained mind can help us to gain the benefits of the teachings, the Dharma, universal message. Because of pay attention, it depends on pay attention, respectfully. Whenever you have pay attention to what you're doing at the present moment, in every single moment, that is to say, you yourself is pay respect. You yourself. It is the way to pay respect to yourself. Think about it. As well as others. How nice. It's a way to pay respect to yourself as well as others. And also another way, significant Sutta, Satipatthana Sanyut. Protecting oneself, one protects others. That is to say, the practice of meditation, any kind of meditation subject. On the other hand, protecting others, one protects oneself. That is to say, the virtues of patience, loving kindness, and compassion, Brahma Vihara, Magga Vihara, and Magganga Vihara, and Brahma Vihara. Two kinds of principles that we should have in our present-day lives. It's a way to make good friendship, universal family, universal community. And also, it is the experiential emphasis on the human effort, on our own capacity to liberate ourselves. Think about it. Buddhist or non-Buddhist, just different way to study. Just different way to study. Think about it. Spiritual level. And train mind and where train mind? How different? That's why I usually say that in Buddhist way, a universal way. The problem is, in our present day lives, any kinds of problem, not man, not women. Just untrained mind. Depends on trained mind. Happiness and unhappiness. Opposite side. It depends on how we look at the object. By means of untrained mind or well-trained mind. Our mind should be polished or motivated with awareness of meditation. Firstly, you can see your mind when you get jhana levels or serenity power, the luminous presence of mind, the radiant light of mind consciousness. Your mind is like a pure water without ripples. Clearly, and you can see it clearly inside water. Wasn't it? Clearly. And also you feel that your mind and body is like, you can feel that like staying in the air in accordance with commentary. The same, you can see that. My yogis, some of my yogis are there, doctors, medical doctors, chiropractors. Yeah, in America, you know, the basement. Basement is really nice. This is the quiet room, the basement. They usually do in the basement. And at least 45 minutes, they can feel that what I'm saying, like what I'm saying. They feel like standing in the air, the whole body, because of concentration power, with the luminous presence of mind and with the spark of energy by means of serenity power. In the way to practice, you can see yourself in your present day lives. Remember, so long as we are facing the right direction, what we have to do is to keep on walking. That's it. Because of right directions. All you need is to be facing the direction of freedom. Not going backwards, not going towards more darkness. The present moment. Switch on the light, serenity power, and we liberated from our storehouse of conditioning and bondage to the time. In Bali, you already chanting in the morning, early morning chanting. We sankhara kadang chaitang. We sankhara, no sankhara. You are liberated from sankhara. Subject to change. Universal master, this is mine, this is me. This is sankhara. Actually, matter is matter, mind is mind, universal phenomena. Universality of material and mental phenomena that has nothing to do with me or mine. Where's me? Where am I? So, Kamasagata Samadhi, It's not enough to realize it. By means of using Kamasakata Samadhi, you need to keep going on Jhana Samadhi and Vipassana Samadhi. That's why the Buddha already explained in the Mahavaka Vinaya Mahavaka, and there are two things that is difficult to see, difficult to understand. They are Paticcasamuppada and Nibbana. The law of conditionality and one's own liberation. Free from attachment around you. Mental defilement is a big problem. But we have already, fortunately, you have already the way to deal with it, how to overcome it. The Buddha say, this only way is what Mago Natinyo in Dhammapara. The Buddha say that. This only way is to achieve final liberation, one's own liberation. No other way. Because of mindfulness or awareness, it's what purifies. It's what purifies. How nice. No deniable, no doubt. On the way to practice by means of using the practical applications, its power lies in its practice and its applications. That's why I usually say that although in the duration of meditation, so when you feel that, you cannot describe as a word what you are feeling, sensation, about sensation and the duration of meditation. There's no word. Because deeply you understand. What you understand is deeply, very profound. And meditation depends with the awareness of meditation, with the mindfulness power. The purity does not exist within a tradition, within a religion, within a method. So mindfulness itself is what purifies. That you are keeping on, that you are taking on. You got it. You have a lot of chance to improve your life by means of using human power, human effort. Any question? Here, Mangala Sutta. Koraganikaya. Okay, this reference we can skip it. We can skip it. Translation. Page number 5. This translation does not contain poetic renderings, morphology. So we cannot go through morphological perspective. Poetic meter or poetic renderings. But it is a translation made to be as faithful to the original as possible, in accordance with the Pali canonical text, a commentary or supplementary commentary on commentaries. So the relevant ancient commentaries and the Burmese translations were consulted constantly in the process of translating, and every effort every effort has been made to bring that translation to conform to the explanation given in these time-honored works. Some English translations are also consulted. The use of the Vedas here is very important. You saw in Vedas, Venerable Gedu. So this point is you asking me, yes, already answer. Although the Vedas are for chanting in general, some of the Vedas are to be practiced as well. That's why I usually say that when I announce before chantings, we should, like Mangala Suttas, we should have chanting and practicing in our present day life. Those blessings we should talk about in the deity of the deities, the Buddhas, for the benefit of all beings, and which destroy all evil, something like that. So both sides. Some are both sides, not only chanting but also practice. Mangala Sutta, it is related to both sides, chanting as well as practice. That's why I usually say that, we should have the practice on chanting. We should chant and practice day and night. Those blessings, which number 38, that are the cause of happiness. So all the Vedas are for chanting in general. Some of the Vedas are to be practiced as well. Only the Ratana Sutta, Mora Sutta, Vada Sutta, Atanadiya Sutta, Angulimala Sutta, Impabana Sutta. This is explained in this book, including in this book. So how many? Radhana Sutta, Mora Sutta, Vada Sutta, Atanadiya Sutta, Angulimala Sutta, and Pavana Sutta. 6 suttas are meant for chanting only, no need to practice. Why? Question arises. Question comes arise. Why? Because they are meant for especially telling the truth, the entrance of the truth, making the entrance of the truth. Satya Parami. Edina Satya Vajena, Sudidi or to bind this entrance of truth, may there be happiness to you, something like that. The Satya, telling the truth clearly and definitely, talking about the immeasurable qualities of the Buddha's Dhamma and the Sanghas, especially the noble ones, the noble disciples, the immeasurable qualities of the noble disciples, not ordinary monk. So that's why they are just chanted. All of six suttas should be chanted only. No need to practice. The other are how many? 5, because of 11 suttas. 10, so minus 6, so 5. The other are for both chanting and practices. And their specific uses for the practice, although generally they are meant for protection against dangers. The specific uses can be obtained from the introductory verses of each sutta. They are in brief as follows. Mangala Sutta, what for? Mangala Sutta, what for? What for to be chanted? For blessings and prosperity. Everyone needs everyone needs it, right? Everybody needs it, not only Buddhists, but also non-Buddhists, everyone needs it. For blessings and prosperity. Radhana Sutta for getting free from dangers caused by disease, evil spirits, and famine. And Metta Sutta, Radhana Sutta, you understand, explaining about appreciation for the immeasurable qualities of the triple gems, the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. So actually, the noble disciples, the noble ones, the noble communities, for getting free from dangers. Somebody that. So very important. So when you have repetitive observation of the immeasurable qualities of the Buddha, Buddha Nosati in Pali. This point, for getting free from dangers caused by disease, evil spirits, and a famine. How nice. Idena Sachawachina Suti Me Hodu Sabara. By this afternoon, so to the may there be happiness to you. And Metta Sutta for substitutions of permeating all kinds of beings with a loving kindness. All kinds of beings, without exception, anyone. And Kanda Sutta for protecting against snakes and other creatures with their poisons. Mora Sutta for protection against snares, imprisonment, and for safety. You can go anywhere. You have already freedom. Nobody disturb you. How nice. Mora Sutta. And what does Sutta? Actually, this is why we have question about it. Why we have freedom for protection against snares and imprisonments and for safety by means of chanting and listening. No need to practice without practicing. Why is it so important? Why does it have so power like this? Think about it. Actually, because of loving kindness power and telling the truth of the power of the truth, truthfulness, the power of truthfulness and the power of loving kindness. How nice. Think about it. And scientifically, we can take it over. And what does Sutta? For protection against fire. The Jaga Sutta for protection against fear, trembling, and horror. One of my yogis, she's a electric engineer in California. At first time, the first step, she originally scared about the ghost, about the invisible one. She always live in her room, switch on the light, never switch on the light, because she's scared. Since she was younger, before she met me, and sometimes I explain about sharing merit for all beings, including ghosts. That don't say about it. Don't say about it. I'm scared. No need it. Okay. That is the problem. Is not ghost. The problem is the untrained mind. The fearness comes from untrained mind, the full of kilesa, mental defilements. Not you, not ghost. You are doing meditation. All right. Where is it? In this book? In this book, no, there's no Mahamaya, not included. Yeah, yesterday I mentioned that sodas you can get it online, PDF. You didn't find it? All right. Uh, or many sodas? Or not only one soda? Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah, you can chant it only. Yeah, no need to practice. Just appreciation for all deities to come in your chanting, to come to listen to your chanting. No need to practice. And you need before recitation or chanting, before chanting, you need to invite, okay? Preliminary person. Remember Samanta Chakwali Sus. Let the deities in our universe round come to this place. Let them listen to the Aslan Dhamma or the King of Sages that gives rebirths and slash realms and liberation from samsara, round of repeated birth and death. Oh happy ones, this is time for listening to the Dhamma. Oh happy ones, this is time for listening to the Dhamma. Oh happy ones, this is time for listening to the Dhamma. That verse is you should chant. You should use it before chanting to invite, especially invite for all deities. And Mahamaya Sutta is just invitation, appreciation for all deities by names of deities, by names of deities, each of them. And after chanting, you need to share. You need to share in merit, like I said every day. All happy ones and all beings rejoice at the merit done by us, and say sadhu 3 times along with us, along with me, something like that, and say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. When you have formal chanting in your present day life, maybe a month or a year, you will clearly hear they are saying sadhu, sadhu, along with your voice together. And also, they come, sometimes they will come to you, sometimes they can come to you in person. And you know that at the time. They tell me respectfully, not just only standing, not sitting down. At that time, you know clearly, and you can request, can I see you, your body, something like that. They never show. Because of different power. You can see, so that they, especially for them, human world is air pollution. They are feeling that, so clear, so gentleness. So, and you can make interview with them. And so you can see their voice at the time. Because it depends on your frequency of chanting or practicing Dhamma. Not only Mahamaya Sutta, they love together anapanasati meditation, mindfulness of breathing, and also Buddha-nusatis, the repetitive observation, recollection of the immeasurable qualities of Buddha. You can say only one, Arahant, Arahant, Arahant. So, keeping your mind on the breath, saying, so you can say mental notes. You can make a mental notes of saying, Araham. Inhalation and exhalation, one time, Araham and Araham, Araham. Keeping on your mind on that breath, touching point, right? And mental notes. Make a mental note. Araham. Yeah, Arahant means three kinds. Is mentioned by three ways. Arahant means worthy of veneration. There's a simple combination of three syllables. Arahant, worthy of veneration by humans and gods, gods and humans. Not only humans, but also gods and slashers, deities, angels. And the second meaning, the second point, Arahant. You need to break it down. A and syllables. A and Raha. Arahant. A means no, negation. Raha means behind the publics. Behind the publics. So even in behind the publics, the Buddha cannot commit any kinds of force, any kinds of the advanced state of mind, mental defilements, because he has already washed away all the mental defilements. That's why he cannot commit anything, make mistake, any mistake. So that is Arahant. The last one is Arahant. Ara, one syllable. Han. Han means kill, destroying, kill, uprooting, or eradicating, killing, destroying. Ara means spoke, like a wheel. The wheel spoke. The spoke's wheel. The spoke is what for? To move on one place to another, right? Our mind is wandering from the state of existence to another. So one cemetery to another cemetery. As I told you, wherever we are, wherever we go, it's nothing much special for us. It's just different name of cemetery. In the human world, we are being born human beings, human world, human cemetery. And slash beings, slash world, slash cemetery. And Brahma world, Brahma cemetery already. And this point, because of the spoke of mental defilements, the wheel, samsara, the wheel of samsara, actually, mental defilements, Greek hatred and delusion, the wheel of hatred and delusion. So, the Buddha is endowed with the quality, immeasurable qualities of Arahant. Ara means spoke, the wheel of samsara. Ha means destroying, uprooting, eradicating, killing the real enemies, the most dangerous of enemies. That's why Arahant. You got it? So when you have sometimes from time to time when you have the spark of energy, you can do it, right? You can do it Arahant or Metta Bhavana, so loving kindness, meditation. All right, so time's up. Idame Bonyam Asawa Kayam Waha Hodu Idame Bonyam Nebanasa Pacheyo Hodu Mama Bonya Bagam Sabasadanam Bajimi Desabe Mesama Bonya Bagam Labandu Sa, O happy ones and all beings, rejoice at the merit done by us, and say Sadhu 3 times along with us. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.